Hi everyone, and welcome to another science video. So right now I am in Shenandoah National Park in Virginia, and I'm currently hiking the Stony Trail. And I'm right at the intersection between the Stony Trail and the Appalachian Trail, where two hiking trails intersect and crisscross. But I have a guide here that I picked up from Shenandoah National Park that tells me about the trail that I'm on. And there's this really cool fact that right now in the spot that I stand, there are 32 different species of plants that grow within 10 feet of me. So I'm about 6 feet tall. So you figure if I laid down maybe two of me, there are, within that area, 32 different species of plants that grow here during the summertime. So here's my question for you. Why do so many different plants grow here in this area? So I'm a little bit further up the trail now, and you can see there's more of these big rocks here. They've got some moss and lichen growing on them. And there's some trees and ferns and other plants growing in the cracks. But the further up the mountain we go, the more I'm seeing rocks like this, rather than dirt with plants growing in it. And so my question for you is why? Why are there more rocks like this at the top of the mountain than what I've seen as I was walking on, down below on the side of the mountain? Let me know what you think. So we're almost to the top of Stony Mountain, but as we were walking up here, my brilliant daughter, who is really knowledgeable about all kinds of really cool sciencey stuff, pulled me aside and she's like, "Dad, check out this plant over here." And she wanted to tell me about it. And I said, "Wow, that is so cool. I want you to tell my class." So Ab, what do you want to tell us here?
So invasive species are plants or animals that do not belong in a native ecosystem. And this plant here, you see it, is called garlic mustard. And it is a plant that is not native to the northeastern United States, but it has shown up everywhere. And what garlic mustard does is it takes nutrients from the natural environment and stops the native plants from getting them. So it promotes a lack of biodiversity and declines the health of the overall ecosystem.
So here's my question for you. In your yard, there's probably other invasive species other than garlic mustard, both plants and animals. So can you think of any other invasive species that might be in your backyard or in our area in Greentown and Newfoundland? See what you can find. So we've made it to the top, and thanks for coming along with us. But up here, there's these little pools that are in the rocks. And at first I thought they just looked kind of cool, but as I look closer, and I'm going to bring you down there with the camera in a second, I'm going to show you there's some stuff swimming around in there. So before I show you, what do you think it is? What do you think would be swimming at the top of a mountain in a little pool like that? Let's come down and see if you can see. Did you see anything in there? So if you looked really carefully, you can see there's tadpoles swimming around. So these pools are here during the spring and summertime mostly. They're a kind of, sometimes they're called vernal pools in some areas because they appear in the springtime, and vernal means spring. And they are really important for amphibians because amphibians can lay their eggs in there. And then the tadpoles will develop, and eventually they'll turn into full-blown frogs. They'll get older, and then they'll hop around and live through their life. And then when it comes time for them to lay eggs again, they'll come back to these vernal pools and do the same thing, or other vernal pools around. So vernal pools are a really important part of the ecosystem and of amphibians' life cycles.